local people, some of whom will present leading abstracts and lead key discussions in various sessions and the community at large. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, the government of Zimbabwe has mobilized all its systems and structures from security, banking, and alert to ensure that necessary services are provided as needed. At this juncture, allow me to invite our Vice President, General Retired Dr. Chiwenga, to come and introduce our guest of honor. Thank you.
Director of Ceremonies, Ms. Tariro Makanga, the President of the Republic of Mozambique, His Excellency Dr. Filipe Jacinto Nyusi, our First Lady of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Her Excellency Dr. Mnangagwa in absentia, Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable Colonel Retired Kembo Dugish Moadi, Minister for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Charles Tawengwa, Minister of Health and Child Care, Dr. Douglas Mombeshora, other honorable ministers here present, the 2023 ICASA President, Honorable Dr. David Parere-Nyatwa, joined the United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS, Winnie Byanyima, let me ride on all protocols. Good afternoon to you all, or a good evening. In actual fact, it's evening now. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you to introduce the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, our guest of honor for this important occasion. Let me start by welcoming all the delegates and visitors to our country as we host the International AIDS Conference on AIDS and sexually transmitted infections in Africa. Indeed, this is a momentous occasion as Zimbabwe joins hands with other regional countries to attain universal health coverage for our people. Distinguished guests, our guest of honor has set this country on a transformative and developmental path towards the realization of an empowered and prosperous upper middle income society by 2030. To that end, health and well-being were identified as key pillars in the National Development Strategy 1, a blueprint that anchors the achievement of that vision. It is common cause that good health makes an important contribution to economic progress, as a healthy population is more productive and live longer. Through his visionary leadership, His Excellency the President, Comrade Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, noted that ICASA offers Zimbabwe an important platform to showcase our progress in response to HIV, and also learn from our brothers and sisters across the continent of Africa and beyond. The devastation caused by the recent COVID-19 and AIDS over the years has taught us to be resilient and build capacity in the entire health delivery system. Therefore, it is important that this conference comes up with innovative means to collectively improve our health system, and specifically the response to HIV and emerging epidemics. I am pleased to highlight that following the submission of our bid to host the conference, the delegation of the Society of AIDS in Africa visited Zimbabwe to conduct assessments. Although it was not mandatory to meet the President, President Mnangagwa invited the delegation to State House and had a meeting with them. He demonstrated rare leadership and made financial commitments to support the country's bid. In essence, he has made this conference a success. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me at this juncture to invite our guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, to deliver his official opening remarks for the 2023 International Conference on AIDS and STIs in Africa. Your Excellency.
May you be seated. Our Director of Ceremonies, Comrade Tariro. I hope I'm correct. In our absentia, the First Lady of the Republic of Zimbabwe, my dear brother, the President of the Republic of Mozambique, Engineer President Jacinto Nyusi, the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable General Retired Dr. Sijiren Chwenga, Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable Colonel Retired KCD Mohadi, the Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Charles Tavengwa, Honorable Charles Tavengwa, Erika, Minister of Health and Child Care of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable Dr. Mombeshora, the Executive Director, United Nations Population Fund, Dr. Dr. N. Kanem, Executive Director, UNAIDS, W. Bwanyima, Society for Aid, the Chief Secretary of the President Cabinet, Dr. Shwaya, senior government officials were here. Regional Director for Africa, World Health Organization, Dr. M.R. Moeti. Development partners who are here, distinguished conference delegates, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. It is my singular honor and privilege to address you at this official opening ceremony for the 24th International Conference on AIDS and Sexually Transmitted Infections in Africa. On behalf of the government and people of Zimbabwe, I wish to express my profound gratitude for the opportunity accorded to Zimbabwe to host this very important conference for the second time. I hope you have found the facilities and arrangements suitable for a successful meeting. In view of the growing incidences of epidemics and conflicts, coupled with the negative impact of climate change, this conference is most opportune as it allows us to reflect on our ongoing responses to HIV and AIDS at both the continental and the global levels. The theme and accord, AIDS is not over, address inequities, accelerate inclusion and innovation, end of quote, is a befitting reminder on the need to remain focused and avoid complacency. We must thus keep our eyes on the ball and consolidate the milestones we have achieved over the years. The 2022 report by the United Nations AIDS clearly reflects that AIDS continues to claim lives and is a call for continued action. Regrettably, new HIV infections continue to be prevalent among our people, and our women accounted for 63% of all new infections, while new HIV infections among adolescent girls and young women remain widespread in sub-Saharan Africa. We should never relax. AIDS is not over. The pandemic remains one of the silent threats to sustainable socio-economic development. It is, however, commendable that we have made progress and positive outcomes through our robust interventions, which are infusing the hope that we can indeed eliminate AIDS. Many countries in Africa, including Zimbabwe, have already achieved the 95 fast-track targets. This is applauded. Congratulations. In case of Zimbabwe, between 2018 and 2022, our country managed to reduce new HIV infections as well as AIDS-related deaths. We are committed to addressing the gaps and the inequalities that exist in access to HIV services to sustain this progress and push back the HIV frontiers to end AIDS by 2030. It is also critically important to ensure that both adolescent girls and boys, as well as young women, have unfettered and equal access to HIV services. Equally, they
ask our Vice President, Colonel Retired KCD Mohadi, to come and give vote of thanks, Comrade Mohadi.